That is epic. That is much faster. Wow. Welcome back to some more energy harvesting experiments. Now, what I want to show today is a very much simplified driver circuit and a simple modification that can double the power output. Well, I'm outside because I want to test the ground that I put in on the left side of the house. It's very important for what follows, and you might get to the realization faster than I did. Let's go and have a look. Right, here we are at the side of the house, and here's my simple ground rod. It's just a piece of aluminium that goes about 6 inches into the ground. I can't go any deeper because we're actually on sandstone. It's sandstone bedrock, and I can't go any deeper than that. What I'm going to do is, oh, apologies for any wind by the way, it is fairly windy today. Right, I'm going to get this speaker, which is from an old telephone. You could actually use one from a crystal radio set, something like that, one of those earphones. So I'll get one of these connectors and I'll connect it to this ground, and now I'll connect the other. This has got a piece of copper on it, and I'll put that into the ground over here, just some distance apart, and should be able to hear the mains hum. Let me just check. Yes, so if I put this on the microphone of the camera, there we are. You should have heard the 60 Hz mains hum, and that is very important for what I'm going to show indoors. Back indoors, and among all this mess on here, while I've been trying out various circuits and such, you can see that motor spinning, and it's been spinning since the last video a week ago. Only there's been one change in that time, and if I take all this mess off here, you'll see what that difference is. And in fact I'll do this kind of real time, just very quickly, but such that you might say, oh, I see what he's done there. Right, let's get rid of these and that. It's one of those, can you tell what it is yet kind of things. So we'll get rid of this. Hey, oh no we won't, because that is your big clue. I'll come back in a minute when I've got the rest of this off here. There we are, it's quite a lot tidier, and as you can see, there's no driver circuit, no harvesting circuit. We've got the circuit here that is doing the powering of the pulse motor itself with the coil that's 500 ohms, but no harvesting circuit from last time. Instead, all we've got is the two diodes back to back, making an AV plug, or indeed half-wave bridge rectifier. And so this red lead here is coming from the audio amplifier, which has got the bit of mains leakage on it, and this green one goes to outside, to that ground we just saw outside. But I've put that onto the output of the negative that goes into the circuit. Then, by adjusting the rotor carefully, as close as I could get it to the coil, it did start to kick and it started to run. So that has just simplified things hugely. And of course it should be remembered that this will run 24/7, 365. As long as the house has got power, this will run. Which brings me on to the next thing, because how much power is there available? Well, here we've got the same kind of back-to-back diodes, and we've got a blue LED on it. Now if I just turn off the light, because it'll make this easier to see or not see as it is, and I put that onto this connection here, we don't see a thing. But if I disconnect this red wire such that the motor will begin to slow down and stop, and then I try again, you can see there a bit of blue, and that's the total power we've got available to run things like this. As you can see, it's now slowing down. But yes, as soon as I connect up the red, and in fact we should probably see this start to spin quicker, then there's no extra, there's tiniest of amount. And now we come to the amazing insight from a gentleman that posted on the last video. He's a Russian guy, and I would likely mess up his name, so I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. But his suggestion is now something that seems obvious based on what happened outside with the grounding rod. It took his logic to put the pieces together. Others have mentioned it too, but that the ground outside is not a flat zero. It isn't just taking all of our household devices and making everything inert, flattening everything to nothing. We can hear that mains hum by putting the rods in the ground. So it stands to reason, if there's mains hum there, then there's mains hum there. And can we, in fact, connect one of these AV plugs, these back-to-back diodes, to the ground? Let's see what happens. While I'm connecting the diodes, I should mention for those who didn't see the last video that that circuit and that coil come from one of these. It's a dancing waver. I've not seen one for years, but I found one of the circuits and one of the coils in a box while I was tidying up, and that's why I've used that. They're very efficient. Alright, that's those other two diodes on now, exactly the same as coming from over there with the red. I've got the green here from the ground outside. Let's connect up. And, well, let's see if anything happens. And, do we get a kick? Do we get a strong kick? Oh, yes we do. And, is it going to start quicker than last week? The answer to that is yes. Yes, around we're going, and we're significantly faster. That is epic. That is much faster. Wow. Okay, that made a really big difference, and that's just by putting those two diodes on. Incredible. There we are. So the next thing I think I'll want to do is to replace this circuit here that's spinning the motor and replace the coil, because trying to find one of those waver circuits, as I say, I've not seen them for years. So yeah, putting our own circuit on there, see if another circuit and another coil can work, and then everything can be DIY. But I think that'll do it for today. Well, thank you very much for watching, and if you would consider subscribing, that would be great. I'll see you next time.